Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas and welcome to the 15th video in the beginner's guide to Unity 6. This time we'll cover music and sound effects. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial I upload. Feel free to leave a comment and drop a like. I also have a Patreon page where you can help be a part of this channel. You'll also find all the scripts and the assets to this series there too, along with plenty of other things. You can also now join as a free member. Now on with the tutorial. Music is great. I love music. If you know me, you'll know that I adore listening to almost any type of music. I do have personal favourites. But when it comes to video game music, when you're developing, there is so much you can do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new folder specifically for audio. So in our assets folder, create a new folder. Let's call it audio. And inside that, I'm going to create another folder just called music. So anything music related or background music you could place in here. And I'm going to drag and drop one of these files into Unity. And as always, link is in the pinned comment and the description. If you go into there, you can download it for free. So what we need to do is we need to find a way of getting this audio file into the game to have it playing whenever we are in the game. To do that, we can either attach it to something like the script holder, or we can attach it to a brand new object, and it's up to you how you want to do it. For now, I'm going to go to Game Object, create empty, and we'll just call this BGM. That's generally short for background music. Drag and drop this audio file onto BGM, and you'll see a couple of different options in the audio source component. We're going to play around with some of these to see what kind of effects that we can come up with. So to start with, I am going to press play. And this will automatically play the music. Mainly because we have play on awake ticked just over here. We also need to tick loop when we're outside of this. But before we do that, I want to lower the volume, because that's far too high. But you can see just how you can change it. But what about if we change the pitch? You get a different type of music. So why don't we actually try that before we begin the game? So what if we tick loop? And what if we bring the volume down just a little bit? Well, quite a lot actually. And let's have the pitch as low. Let's have it 0.79 and let's see what that sounds like. It should be quite deep. Yes, I'm quite happy with that. Kind of sounds like something you'd expect to hear from, well, I'd say the Elder Scrolls, but more specifically Skyrim. So I'm going to increase the volume a little more. And if we untick play on awake and press play, it ultimately means that it will not play. So when we tick the box to play on awake, it does indeed mean that as soon as the device becomes active, it will actually play the music. And in this case, because although the object is set as active, because play on awake is not ticked, it will not do anything. What we would need to do is in the game view, tick play on awake, untick it up here, and then retick it, and it would start. There are some other options down here. So you've got spatial blend, stereo pan. If you were to wear headphones, for example, you could actually use these options a little more to your advantage and use them in different kind of ways. Another thing I want to kind of illustrate here is if you were to take the BGM object, hold Control, press D to duplicate it, we've now got two. It ultimately means that two audio files are going to play at the same time. So if you were to change the pitch of one, for example, to be much higher, this is going to sound probably quite awful. Now I think about it, we haven't got play on awake ticked on either of them, so it wouldn't. So make sure we do tick play on awake and then press play and see what that sounds like. I mean, actually, that doesn't sound too bad. It sounds scarily creepy, I guess. That actually worked out better than I thought it would. But I'm going to get rid of that second background music. But either way, What I would recommend is finding the right background music that suits your game and play around with some of these settings to kind of get that impact you want. You can even change some 3D sound settings. For example, the Doppler level, if you wanted to. It's just a naming convention. Spatial blend. But generally, playing around with the volume and pitch, play on awake and loop is probably sufficient enough in most cases. Let's move on to sound effects now. So I am going to disable the background music object, and I'm going to add in a new game object and call this one Ding. You'll understand why in a moment. In the audio folder, right click, create a new folder, and let's call this FX. FX is just short for sound effects. Drag and drop this Ding into the folder. And when you download the assets in the pinned comments, this will be included. Just make sure you always unzip before you try including any imports into Unity. Same thing again. If we go to Ding, drag and drop onto there. Let's tick loop on this one. Let's keep volume as 1. Let's keep pitch as 1. And let's press play. And this will keep dinging, ding, ding, ding. There we go. So there's a sound effect. Cool. So what happens though if we want to play a sound effect on command? Well, what we can do is untick loop and untick play on awake. That second button that we have on our screen, the green one over here, let's change what that actually does. We have our sound effect in place, so we don't need to do too much more in that case. Just 2 lines of code should probably do the trick. So let's head back to our script. And let's go and add in another variable at the top. So we can say serialize field, and we'll call this one audio source, and we'll call it just Ding. But already, we've done a lot of coding throughout all of this, and you can see just how many different types of variables there can actually be. So the hide button thing, remember that says first button.setActive. Let's put / here to annotate that out. And let's replace it with a line of code to play a ding whenever we press the button. So to do that, we say ding dot play, open close bracket, semicolon, and save. And it's just as simple as that, literally 2 lines of code, and we can play a sound effect on command. So let's go back into Unity and make sure that works. Give it a second just to compile. And as you already know, because we've added a new variable, we need to drag and drop that onto script holder. So drag and drop Ding over here. So now when we press play, our sequence of events is still going to play. That's fine. That's something that we can deal with. It's fine. But let's press hide the button. Of course, I forgot. We need to detach the main camera because it still thinks we're trying to play the game. So let's disable all that for now. Let's press play and let's press the Ding button. There we go. Perfect. Let me change the text on that as well, just so we don't get confused at any point. Make a ding sound. So we've just basically changed what that button does, and we've now got a cool sound effect in there that we can play on command. Awesome. So like I said, sound effects can really be changed, and something like this ding sound, if you wanted it to be different, like if you're in a world with collectibles and you want this ding sound to be for one object, but then you've got another object which is even cooler, you could have a higher pitched ding sound, duplicate it, and have the same thing. So the same sound file can be played in 2 different ways. There we go. And in the same vein, you could change the pitch lower and play it once again. So you'd have a lower pitch. Cool. So the amount of opportunities you have when using sound effects in Unity just by changing something like the pitch is just so beneficial in so many different ways, because then you don't need to have multiple different sound files in the game. You can just have one and then you change it on the fly in the engine itself. So I did mention collectibles a couple of minutes ago, and that's what we're going to cover next. We're going to have something in this little game that we can go around and collect and play a sound effect as well. So remember to subscribe and click on that notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial I upload, and I will see you in the next one.